Welcome to this week's edition of Mountain Outhouse. I'm your host, Jam Jam. This is the craziest to happen in running this week. This week's stories include Ultra Bromance of the Year voting, the North Face 50 recap, and I officially get the Western States Sweatpants. As we move into December, we enter the annual Ultra Runner of the Year voting, a panel of 30 influential members of our sport, organized by Tropical John Medinger and published by Ultra Running Magazine, decide who is crowned the best in North America. We fully support this panel-style voting concept, but wanted to give you, our viewers, the chance to vote on something this year. We'd like to announce the first ever Mountain Outpost Ultra Bromance of the Year award, which will be given to the two men who have really shown they have what it takes when it comes to awkward male friendships gone a little too far. Voting will begin immediately and be open for the next week. Be sure to get your vote in, and we'll be announcing our winners after the polls close. Without further ado, here are the nominees. Killian Jornet and Jason Schlarb for their hand-holding Hard Rock 100 co-victory. These two guys linked up and just couldn't stand to be out of each other's company. Ryan Gelfie and David Laney for their Trails and Tarmac partnership. These co-Nike trail teammates and now partners in coaching and running apparel recently baked cookies for holiday shoppers. Ethan Newberry and Sage CANADAY. When it comes to ultra running video content on YouTube, these two guys are king. They've been doing an awful lot of video collaborations this year, including brewery tours, Western States, and online podcasts. Brogan Graham and Boyan Mandarick are the founders of November Project and just celebrated their 5th anniversary of their bromance, November Project. They even recently competed at the North Face 50 in San Fran. Jam Jam and Whiskey Man. We aren't sure if these guys are best friends or brothers, but at any rate, they seem to always either be mistaken for each other or are running together. Jim Walmsley and Mike Hermsmeyer are a runner-photographer duo and best friends who clearly support each other 100%. If you're looking for great photos of Walmsley's rise through the sport over the past year, look no further than Mike's Instagram page. Pow and Paulique, these co-hosts of #News.
I'm from mile 10 here at the TCS New York City Marathon. I'm Paulique, and I'm Pow, and we are excited to be here, folks.
Are both integral parts of the November Project NYC tribe. Pow may tip the voting scales with that beard alone. And finally, Gary Robbins and Jared Campbell for their Barkley bromance, which turned two acquaintances into besties in a matter of 4 loops around the infamous Tennessee hills. See the link in the description below or on our social media accounts for where to cast your vote, and we'll be giving out these nice awards provided by Elevation Culture. It was an epic weekend in San Francisco with the North Face 50 championships going down and a historic duel between established Zach Miller and up-and-comer Hayden Hawks. We now go to our newest correspondent, Debo, for mid-race coverage.
Good afternoon, this is Dylan Bowman reporting for the Mountain Outhouse. We're here in Marin County, California at about mile 37 of the North Face Endurance Challenge 50-mile championship. We've just seen the lead men come through here a short time ago. We had Hayden Hawks and Zach Miller still leading the race, looking good. Behind them we had David Laney, who had clearly moved through the field. He's still about 10 minutes back. So with about a half marathon left to go, it'll probably be hard for him to make up that gap, but still looks pretty strong for a podium finish. Behind them we had a lot of other solid athletes. We had Jorge Maravilla, Sage CANADAY. Then we had Alex Nichols, who's also making a really good push here in the second half of the race. Looks like behind me we've got Patty O'Leary coming through, also Cody Reed. And as you can see, it's a perfect day here in the Marin Headlands. And I think we're gonna see some records go down today. So for now, that's Dylan Bowman reporting for Mountain Outhouse. Back to you in the studio.
Debo.
As Miller neared the finish line, it was incredible to see how hard he was working. I've never seen anything quite like it. F***ing inspired. New this week on Twitter is another Western States-related fake account. This one, called @WSLotteryTicket, began its life on the social network with a tweet, "I just want to be touched once a year." We'll see how active this new creepy account is going forward, but might assume it could be dormant much of the year. After my recent call out of fake Twitter accounts, I was contacted by one of them, @WS Sweatpants, who was interested in sending me the pants. We now go live to Jam Jam, who was out at the North Face 50 this weekend, for an update.
Jam Jam here at the 2016 North Face Endurance Challenge Series in San Francisco, and I'm here with Amelia Boone.
How's it going?
We got called out on Twitter by WS Sweatpants, and what's going down right now?
So I will exchange you this pair of WS Sweatpants since I did not get in through the lottery today, which figured
Oh,
I
you already
won it.
know the results? and you
Yeah, did not get in, but it's okay. I will exchange these sweatpants for those Pop-Tarts.
didn't? Okay, cinnamon roll Pop-Tarts.
Cinnamon roll Pop-Tarts.
Here you go.
Deal.
Okay, deal, thank you. Okay, stay tuned, guys. We now have these in our possession, so you might want to be scared, WS Sweatpants. Good things to come. Back to you guys.
Former professional marathoner Ryan Hall turned up for the trails with his new Hulk bod at the Xterra World Championships in Hawaii. He did get lost and seemed to just be out enjoying himself and placed 18th. I'd love to see him shed a few pounds and try out ultras. Come on over to the dark side, Ryan. On a side note, is Muscle Milk Clean Sport approved? Jacob Pusey shocked the running world in Orlando last week with his 50-mile treadmill world record run at the running event. Pusey smashed out a 4:57.45 to shatter the previous treadmill record for that distance and came within minutes of the overall world record. I'm not sure how much of an advantage the mill gives a runner, but would love to see him take on a flat road 50-mile, or come out to Desert Solstice one year to take a crack at the overall record. With the Great Western States and Hard Rock lotteries behind us, we have some expected results. I nabbed the first spot on the Hard Rock waitlist and was not selected in Western States. Dale did call me the next morning, offering me a spot, which I graciously accepted. Not everyone is happy with the lottery, and Aaron Denberg, who I must note is a two-time Hard Rock finisher, is so upset, he as an attorney is soliciting clients to form a class action lawsuit against the 100-mile race. He cites illegal lottery practices, fraud, and favoritism. He also brings up some really obscure arguments, like the race letting in former Javelina 100 race director, Jimmy Rubelik in 2007, who may not have had an official 100-mile qualifier within the window, and subsequently dropped early on. Funny, Mr. Denberg himself dropped at mile 9 at the 2015 Hard Rock. I bet a deserving runner would have loved to have that spot. At any rate, Mr. Denberg's accusations, whether you agree with his methods or not, have already directly impacted Hard Rock. They have removed the $10 lottery fee and offer to refund anyone who requests it from the past 3 years. We'll have more as this story develops. What I'd personally like to see is more transparency with the lottery itself, like holding it in a public location and also disclosing publicly Dale's 5 picks. In my attempt to make them public, I will now announce who I think Dale picked for 2017. First, Katie Grossman, who after last year's close call, got in right away this year and deservedly so. Zach Miller, 1 ticket, first-time applicant, but someone who obviously would enhance the competitive nature of the race. Carolyn Chavarreau, 1 ticket, winner of the IAU Trail World Championships, UTMB, Trans-Gran Canaria, and Skyrunning World Champs in 2016. Yep. Natalie Monclair, also 1 ticket, 2015 UTMB champ, and 2nd in Marathon des Sables this year. Another great pick for bumping up the women's race. Michael Wardian, 16 tickets, means he's been applying for a while, but has yet to run this great race. Thanks for tuning in this week, and we'll see you next time. If you have crazy stories to share, tweet us at Mountain Outpost. Have a shitty week.
Let's start that over again. Reporting live here for what is it?
Mountain Outhouse, I guess.
This is Dylan Bowman reporting live for Mountain Outhouse.